All right, so this is day 2 for the month of August, so this is lower body day. Our activation series is going to use our mini band. So we have 5 moves for the mini band. The first one is a straight leg lateral walk. So they're going to step a couple steps to the one direction and then come a couple steps to the other direction. Mini band anywhere between your ankles and your knees, whatever feels good. Exercise number 2 is a monster walk. So they're going to sink into a squat, keep their feet wide, take a couple steps forward, and then take a couple steps backwards without rocking their hips. Exercise number 3 is a step and a squat, a step and a squat. Exercise number 4, we'll pull the mini band up around our knees, drop to the floor, and do glute bridges. And then exercise number 5, they can keep the mini band on. They're gonna put the rubber resistance band under their feet and around their lower neck or their shoulders, and we're gonna do good mornings. Hinge at your waist, snap your hips forward, and squeeze your glutes. So there's 5 exercises there, and they go through that circuit 2 times. And then they're gonna move on to their first big lower body circuit. So for that one, we have a bilateral pull through, so we're familiar with this. We're gonna go bilateral stance, soft knee bend, hinge at the waist, snap your hips and squeeze your glutes. Make sure they pull their shoulder blades together and pull their core in. Exercise number 2, we're gonna do an SLDL with a cable, but instead of using R1 and L1, we're gonna try using R2 and L2. So they're gonna grab the handle in the same hand as the leg that's going to go back. So they're gonna grab one handle, pull their shoulder blades back, hinge, snap your hips, and squeeze your glutes. So one of the cues that we talk about for this is to try and keep your toe square to the floor. So internally rotate it. A lot of times people are opening up that hip and that toe is going outwards. So to keep their hips even, just make sure they try and aim that toe towards the floor. So they're gonna do each side there. And then they are going to move on to their rope deadlift. Grab the rope, pull those shoulder blades back, soft knee bend, let their face follow their chest to the floor, hinge and snap. Their arms stay straight, they're not pulling, hinge at their waist, snap their hips and squeeze their glutes. And exercise number 4 is the push-pull on the S-drive. So get up into a glute bridge, drive forward with your heels and pull backwards with your heels. Make sure their toes are pointed to the ceiling. It's gonna dig into those hamstrings a little bit more. So you have those 4 exercises, and then there is a challenge with the rope deadlift and the S-drive push-pull. So exercise circuit number 1 is really for the posterior chain. And then circuit number 2 for the lower body is more of the anterior chain. So after the challenge, we're gonna move on to upper body. We are going to put the rope at about elbow height, stand tall, and we're doing a rope row. Drive those elbows back. They stay semi-close to your body. Exercise number 2 is a supine straight arm pull. So the rope goes all the way to the bottom. They're gonna lie down on the floor. They can keep their legs straight or bend them. Start with their arms straight, pull all the way down. Exhale, press those shoulder blades, try and keep your lower back to the floor. Make sure that they're far enough away so that they can get full extension overhead. Exercise number 3 is a traveling push-up. So what this looks like, let me see if I can get it here. They're going to do a normal push-up, and then keeping their toes stationary, they're gonna move each hand to one direction, come back to the center, and then go to the other direction. So their feet don't move too much. Center, move, back to center, and then to the other side. And then exercise number 4 is our TRX curl to press, which we're familiar with. I'm gonna be out of the picture here, but lean back on your heels. One palm faces you, one palm faces away. You're going to curl, uncurl, rotate your hands, curl and press, rotate, curl and press. So we're familiar with that. And then we're gonna go back into our lower body circuit. And we're gonna hit the front of the body. So this one we're gonna do a TRX one leg squat, but instead of taking the leg forward, we're gonna drop that knee to the floor, okay? So sink and stand. Still watching the alignment on that front leg. Each side we're gonna do that. And then we have a squat to lunge complex. It's a lateral lunge. So we're gonna squat, laterally lunge, squat, laterally lunge. Squat and then alternate the sides that they're lunging. Exercise number 3 is a 1 cable rack squat. So they are going to do this 2 times. So they are gonna be squatting 2 times in a row. They're gonna rack on the right side. This we need core recruitment, sink and stand, 30 seconds. Drop that cable, grab the other cable, and squat for 30 seconds more on that side. And then they're going to hop on the S drive. I'm gonna put the straps back up for next month. They're going to lean back into the strap, sink into a squat, and walk their feet forward for that S drive reverse walk. And then the challenge for this one is the squat to lunge complex and the S drive reverse walk. So just those 2 exercises. And then we move on to core. So for core, we have 3 moves. 2 of them are 45 seconds. 1 of them is 30 seconds. We go through it twice. We have that rotating plank circuit. So we're gonna stack our forearms. Elbows are still under our shoulders. Get into a plank. Start in the center. Rotate on your toes up and around. Back to center. And go the opposite direction. So it's a center plank to alternating side planks. The second exercise we've been doing, but it's good. Leg lower, stop those toes over your hips, and press to the ceiling for 45. And then the last one is spider jumps, alternating spider jumps. So we've done this one before. If they can't get the jump, then they're just gonna pull their leg forward, get into a high plank, 1 foot comes to the hand, and they're going to alternate, try and keep those hips square to the floor. Their butt's gonna come up, but they need to engage their core more. The more practice they get, the better it'll be. If they can't jump, then they're just going to, tap. So that's our core for this circuit. And that is the end of lower body day.